Hi there, and welcome to Gay News. Let's get one thing straight. We're not.
We're coming to you from the studio, both of your hosts very obviously together in the same physical space. Hey, Hoja.
Hey, Henry, how's it going?
Good. I'm Henry Golden-Starr.
And I'm Hoja Lopez, and here are today's top stories. Federal eviction protections will expire at the end of the month, putting 30 million Americans at risk of losing their homes. However, the National Landlord Association is rumored to have a crazy cocaine budget for their New Year's Eve party. Professional lesbian Ellen DeGeneres has tested positive for COVID-19, making her even more relatable to white conservative moms everywhere. God, if she would just let her hair grow out a little bit.
After a 7-year legislative battle, Switzerland is set to be the next country to legalize marriage equality, which honestly is very surprising to me. For a country whose cheese can fit 4 fingers all at once, I thought they would have been into gay stuff way earlier.
Hungarian anti-LGBT lawmaker Joseph Sacher has resigned after Belgian police caught him fleeing a 25-man orgy. I'm not going to lie to you, he's sloppy, he's unfaithful, and he's an anti-masker. The gay draft is reluctant, but we are pleased to accept our newest recruit, Joseph Sacher says.
A Michigan court has ruled that it's legal to refuse service to gay and bisexual people, but not transgender people. Sorry, Hoja.
Oh, I would never go to Michigan.
Oscar-nominated Umbrella Academy actor and my gentle translucent twin, Elliott Page, came out as transgender! And I just have to say, Elliott, thank you. Legit, you have been one of my favorite people forever, and I am so excited to just seemingly continue copying you in every single thing that you do.
Joe Biden has officially won the United States presidency for the 27th time since the election. Liberals everywhere celebrated for exactly 3 minutes and then resumed screaming at each other's faces. In other news, Kamala Harris has become our first ever biracial female vice president, proving that behind every man, there's a woman we are infinitely more excited about.
And finally, last episode, I asked viewers to help me decide if my fiancé and I should get married now, given the state of the world politically and pandemically, and well, I got hitched! I'm a Golden-Starr! Best Zoom meeting ever, and I will admit, prior to my own wedding, I was kind of judgy about Zoom weddings, but folks, this is the way to do it. We planned it in 2 days. We had a chill ceremony in our sunroom. We were able to change into sweatpants immediately following the ceremony. I do not know how people do entire receptions. My goose was cooked after like 20 minutes. But I'm married. I mean, I have a wife. I love my wife. And I want to give a shout out to my dog Ravioli for being my best man. And also shout out to Reverend Hoja Lopez for freaking marrying us. I love you, dude.
I love you.
And if you ever need someone to officiate your wedding, give me a call.
Oh, no, marriage isn't not for me. But I think it's kind of like an archaic institution. It sort of perpetuates the patriarchy, and it's just sort of, but it's... Well, it is that time of the year again, the holidays, when couples become even more insufferable. And while many yearn for a warm body to cozy up to in front of the crackling fire, many are facing the holidays alone this year. But being single doesn't mean that your holiday traditions need to fall by the wayside. Here's our correspondent, Elias Rios, with more.
Hi, I'm Elias Rios, and this year for Christmas, I'm single. And I'm okay with it. But just because I'm single doesn't mean I need to stop doing my annual holiday traditions like hanging up ornaments. Decorating the Christmas tree is the perfect way to start off the holidays. Now that I'm single, I've got more money to spend on things for myself. Turn that off! Some gifts you just don't buy in person. Mom, turn that song off! You know I hate that song!
You're a mean one.
Fantastic. I gotta be honest, my ex was the one who used to handle all the gift wrapping. How the fuck do you do this? Mom, can you help me, please?
Happy holidays.
Hey.
for Christmas.
Stop singing that.
One thing I need.
Stop.
I don't care about the presents.
Stop singing that right now before I rip your throats and your mouths and hang them from my tree like Christmas ornaments! Thank you. I can't wait to see what Santa got me this year. A body pillow. How did that get up? Oh, shucks. Maybe these holidays weren't so bad after all. I'm Elias Rios, and I'm wishing you all a very Merry Christmas.
God damn it, Elias, that was beautiful!
You okay, Hoja? Our correspondent, Kim Ihemi, has been out and about talking to Chicagoans, asking them how they've been handling the latest super surge of COVID-19 cases. Here now, we take you to Kim at an intersection.
You need to go home. The Rona is outside. I'm not trying to catch a virus. Don't you see black people dying at a higher rate? Bye.
That's right, we didn't go on the street interviews because you should be at home.
Hoja, aren't you going on a road trip to Texas tomorrow?
Yeah, but it's like different, so.
Well, why?
You can't medically get COVID from your mom. So. And now, we take you to sports. Thanks, sports!
You know, as Happiest season painfully excavated memories of exes past, I'm married now, I couldn't help but think of how difficult the coming out process can be. Thankfully, there is now a business in Chicago that has found a way to make it a little bit easier.
In the heart of Ravenswood, entrepreneurs Tina Strike and Alex Gay have started a rather unique business.
3 strikes, you're gay. Do you get it?
It replaces the word out. I mean, coming out is not easy. I mean, sometimes it is, if your family is cool.
In 2020, coming out isn't always just a scary, uncomfortable experience. Sometimes it's really easy. Sometimes it's really boring. And so we really wanted to offer a service that can make it less scary or more exciting or all of the above for whoever, needed that.
Yeah, make a splash when you come out, okay? We want you to cannonball out of that closet.
Or specifically don't.
So, I mean, before we get started at all, we have to run people through our vetting process to make sure that we're a good fit and that we can provide the proper service. Why do we get so many phones? Step 1.
We need your astrology
You need your
chart.
chart. You'd
A
better
top
know
to
what time you were
bottom, all the
born.
houses, all the time you were born, and exact longitude and longitude.
Yeah, Uranus is the gayest planet, so we have to figure out what house that's in before we can go forward.
For sure. Then the second is a tarot card reading, obviously.
We would read you, and then in return, you would read us. That's just for fun. That's just a good time.
The last step in the pre-interview, you just have to listen to the song.
And if you don't cry, we can't help you.
If you do start crying immediately, we also cannot help you. Once we get an idea of what you need, we can go to our stable of incredible actors who can provide you with whatever service. They can be a mediator, they can be
A gay ghost.
A gay ghost, or a crazy ex come back to win you back, sweep you off your feet, and then, gets arrested. We've had some strange requests for sure.
Yeah. Your mom is gay. She's gay. Okay? Some people don't just want to come out to a family in a room. They want to come out to the whole internet.
We've helped produce videos for TikTok.
Hey, Josh, your little brother Peter wanted to come out to you. He wanted to let you know he was gay. Yeah? It's a big time in his life, and he was just ready to let you in. Yeah?
Cool.
Well, that's everything. Just wanted to let you in on that. So have a good one, Josh. Yeah, have a good one, Josh. Okay.
We're overwhelmed by the response that we've received.
It's been really lovely. Is that good?
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine.
We're going to change.
Yeah.
All right. So, where were we?
The pandemic, right. It hasn't really affected the business that much. You want us to change? Yeah. No, that makes sense.
It is a bit much.
Yeah. Too much. Gotta make choices in this business.
We love what we do, but we can't always guarantee a happy ending.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but your girlfriend is a Disney gay. Is this true? So sorry. Oh my god.
What we can provide is a new beginning, a happy beginning.
We are straight.
Yeah.
Many have struggled this year, but at least 3 Strikes is here to hold the door.
Wow, that's amazing. I wish they had been around when I came out. Make sure to check out their other business, Bad News Bears, where a group of kind, large, hairy gays are ready to tell your roommate you can't cover the rent this month.
When I was 10 years old, I watched Alicia Machado win Miss Universe. From that point on, all I wanted was to be Miss Venezuela so I could marry Nick Carter and have Donald Trump walk me down the aisle. Things are a little bit different now.
So you guys may have heard that a bunch of Latinos voted for Trump. And by a bunch, I mean Cubans, Venezuelans, and like 4 Puerto Ricans. What were they thinking? I needed to know. So I called up Atina for Trump, my mom. Yep, my beautiful, kind, immigrant, woman of color mother voted for this guy. But my mom is not actually that pro-Trump. She's just that anti-socialist. My family and I are from Venezuela, and we fled that country and arrived in Texas on July 24th, 2005. We lived in a stanky, weird-ass extended stay hotel that had something called a kitchenette, or a small female kitchen baby, but I watched my parents struggle to build a credit score, work insane hours, and adapt to a world with no support network, which is kind of like watching this guy's friends allow him to do this. After all of their hard work, our immigration status finally stabilized. Though it's worth mentioning that at this point in time, I was still being an ungrateful little bitch about all of it. But we are the lucky ones. My family and I, we got out. And though leaving Venezuela is one of the hardest decisions my mom ever made, she knew we had to. But why did we have to go? Well, let me ask you this. What does Venezuela and beloved fast food chain Popeyes have in common? An overdependence on oil. See, Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world, worth an estimated $18 trillion. That's like a lot of dollars, y'all. But in the past 15 years, we've gone from a Bernie Sanders wet dream, a virtual utopia of tuition-free public universities and a functioning healthcare system, to a nation in crisis. For Venezuelans, the culprit is socialism. Since 1998, Venezuela has been under the leadership of the United Socialist Party. And under that moniker, Presidents Chavez and Maduro have implemented these massive social welfare programs, which in theory should make me calm, but then in reality they use these programs, or misiones, to operate like a mafia drug front. But instead of a garbage company, it's like the full-on government of an entire sovereign nation. It was shady. I'm talking like Narcos meets House of Cards, and then they marry a real housewife of New Jersey, and then they all birthed that video of those like women crying in unison for Kim Jong-un. Instead of going to people who needed it, billions of dollars were siphoned into illegally awarded contracts and into the pockets of those in power. All of it funded by nationalized oil resources. It was already barely sustainable, and then the oil bubble popped, and the economy has never recovered. How does the socialist government respond to this crisis? By pretending everything is great while seizing land and companies, putting regime supporters in key positions of power, and then leading violent crackdowns on peaceful protests. They even refuse humanitarian aid. The only time I have ever turned down help is when that guy from the grocery store asked me if my bra was sufficiently supporting my breasts. It's bad. The average salary in Venezuela is now $2 a month, and there are gasoline shortages. Gasoline shortages! Remember what I said about the $18 trillion? A ella le gusta la gasolina, pero si no hay gasolina, ella no puede meterle gasolina al carro. See, data shows Venezuelans have unwillingly lost an average of 19 pounds a year, with widespread malnutrition verging on the level of humanitarian crisis. Venezuela needs international support to get through this, and while I can't address the depth of every single atrocity that's happening there right now, I think you can start to see why my mom has a problem with socialist policies. And so like body hair and militant lesbianism, the two terms corruption and socialism were fused together in my family's mind. Let's arrive back here at this moment in time. It's 2020, your girl Hoja is assimilated, I am fully drenched in body positivity on Instagram, and I am canceling almond milk from the comfort of my polyamorous queer safe space. But I do forget sometimes. Like, I forget that I came here to the United States, that I got help to get here. But my mom still vividly remembers what it was like being a dissenter in Venezuela. Trump ran for re-election with socialism as a trigger word everywhere, and it worked. Republicans discovered that link to the current Maduro reign of terror, and they spoke directly to it. They purposefully played into the psychological threat in many Venezuelans' minds by spraying the word socialist on everything, anything at all. Like, I could call this harmless bust of a horse I got at Value Village a socialist, and then Venezuelans would run away from it clutching their Virgin Mary sandals, and it'd be like, ah! And then what a woman, by the way. See, when I found out that my mom was voting for Trump, I was so shocked. I felt betrayed and hurt that she was choosing somebody who, in my mind, had just spent the last 4 years proving he's dangerous to women, to gay people, to immigrants, to me. The first conversations we had about her voting for Trump were a disaster. It was bad, y'all. I called her brainwash. I maybe insinuated she was stupid. She then told me that I'm obsessed with justice, which I'm trademarking, by the way, and then that I wanted to destroy America. Destroy America! See, the problem is that my mom isn't living in a different world, and neither are the other Cuban Venezuelan Trump supporters. They're really scared of losing everything again. The problem is they're assuming that socialism always implies authoritarianism, and it just doesn't. Bernie Sanders is not Maduro, and Elizabeth Warren is not Chavez. She's more like a practical and handsome wooden chair who's extremely good with numbers. See, they know that you can pick and choose what politicians and what policies you want. You don't have to adopt the whole system of a failing nation. The U.S. needs progressive policies to heal, because inequality isn't just going to disappear, it gets bigger. And if there is one thing we should be weary of, it's just how autocratic Venezuela's regime has proven to be. Demonization of the media, messing with the separations of power, and a megalomaniac refusing to lead even though it is way past his time. Does that remind you of anyone? For Gay News, I'm Hoja Lopez, and I love you, Mom.
Hey, thank you, Hoja. You know, the other day my wife, married, said that you're the only person she knows who talks to their mom more than I do.
Aw. Well, I love that lady. I will say, I have not gotten her anything for Christmas yet. Ugh.
You know, I'm actually really proud of myself because my mom's gift is already wrapped. I got her a book of quilt patterns. Very cool. But I realized I'm really only good at, like, getting straight gifts, and I'm having trouble coming up with good gift ideas for my queer friends.
I totally get it. I'm like, as I was, like, sitting down to write my gay-ass gift list, I was like, masks, stamps, masks.
Oh, those are all so gay, but also, like, depressing. But this is what we have our interns for. We had our interns...
Those are, you mean friends? Those are friends.
Hoja? If you want this show to go somewhere, you have to act like it's going somewhere.
Okay.
If you're also struggling to figure out what to buy folks this year that doesn't involve a bubble suit and an N95, you're in luck. Our interns have prepared this handy-dandy gay news gift guide!
First on the list, a $15 slick back hard gel for your closeted lesbian friends still clinging to those last vestiges of heterosexuality by wearing the same scalp-tight ponytail for the last 7 years.
Next, for your 12-year-old nephew who your sister thinks is just fussy, rainbow bath bombs. Allow him to keep defying gravity one bath at a time, and if that doesn't give it away, his bath water will.
Ooh, a DIY mochi making kit for your sex-starved BFF so he can have soft balls in his mouth again. Interns, friends!
How about a personalized recipe box? Because your lady, she knows where she belongs. In the kitchen, reenacting your mother's love. I'm married now.
And finally, for the free-spirited poly-camper queers in your life, a map of the world, so they can check off all the places they've experienced moon-fucking in their van life. As a bonus, a pen that can be used to untangle dreads.
Show the people you love them this Christmas. With stuff.
That's our show. Have a happy and safe holiday.
We will see you January 1st. Stay inside, gays. Come on.
I love you, Henry.
I love you too. I'm just like chatting with you, you know? Do you wanna laugh? On 3?
1, 2, 3. No. On second 1, 2, 3, then
we
just laugh.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, and then laugh. Oh god. We're so funny. Yeah, I don't think they can hear us. I don't know. We are together. Yeah, totally. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I did like a freeze frame high five, like a cool one.